Hi, my name is Alexander Paul. Thanks for stopping by, and this is about my story, the title of this blog post. I wanna make this recording not in one session, not in one sitting, to talk about my story. What I would like to tell you throughout a series of 4 videos is about where I come from, how I found internet marketing, what I'm currently doing in internet marketing, and what I plan in the future, how to make this bigger, better, and even for you to come along and work with me. Okay, then let's get started with this first part. Where do I come from? I'm Austrian citizen. I grew up in Austria, in the beautiful city of Vienna. Moved over there, my parents moved over there in 1976, and I started primary school, then secondary school in Vienna, and then went into college for mechanical engineering. My ambition early in my life was to become a pilot, hence the direction of technical education. Mechanical engineering. I wanted first to go into a aviation college in my native county in Austria, where I was born, but unfortunately the exam there at that time was, or the numbers of people they took at that age year was relatively small, and they had so many people, so I couldn't get a place. So therefore I started mechanical engineering, which was similar to the aviation college, and started graduating from this school in Mödling, that's south of Vienna, and had a really good foundation. Then, with the ambition of becoming a pilot, I started applying to Austrian Airlines to go through a kind of a selection phase, which unfortunately I didn't make. There were 5 different selection phases, where obviously loads of young people want to become pilots, and I actually dropped out at the 3rd selection phase, which happened in Zurich. I got through Austrian Airlines at that time a ticket, flew out there for 1 day, had a simulator test, came back home, and a week later, unfortunately, my test results weren't good enough to carry on to go to the 4th and then to the 5th selection phase. Then, after school, I had as well to go to military, which is compulsory in Austria. At that time, back in the 90s, early 90s, it was 8 months. Today, I believe to know it's 6 months now. It's the year 2013, and you even can choose which kind of service you want to do in Austria, military or civil service, whatever you prefer. So I as well then through the army, while I was starting to work then in my profession mechanical engineering at the army, applied there to become a pilot. And again it happened that obviously in this age year I was in was about 5,000 people who applied for a training place to become a military pilot. Unfortunately, during this selection phase, it wasn't me who was chosen to carry on a training. So these 2 ambitions to get into a paid training through a company or through the government didn't work out for me. So I kept on working then in a couple of jobs, a couple of companies where I did drawings for buses, for trains. That was all linked up with mechanical engineering, and starting saving a budget to start making my own private license. So then I started with my training, becoming a private pilot, and then back in 1996 I was able to produce this, private pilot. So I'm quite proud of this achievement. All the exams and everything I had to go through for obtaining this license went through first time. I was really proud of myself. If I compare that back to my driver license, where I failed twice, and on the third run I got my driver license, I'm quite chuffed about that I made that. Okay, so you see, my ambition early in life was becoming a pilot, become someone who can travel and see the world. That's my second ambition, traveling the world. So early in life as well, I started to see different cultures. As being an Austrian citizen, I live quite in the center of Europe, so I have the opportunity from Austria, just by train or with a car, to travel quite multiple countries. So I started the opportunity to go to Italy, started to go to Greece even, around the borders Germany, I go Switzerland as well, then on the other side Hungary, and so on, Spain, and see and saw quite a lot. Then as well it drove me a little bit further away, so then South Africa was on my plan to see, where I then back in the late 90s met my wife. We got married in 1999 and we started living in England, in Austria, in the early 2000s when my son was born, and lived there. So you see, ambition again, mechanical engineering, then becoming a pilot, then traveling, and what I like as well is educating myself. As you see behind me, there are several books which I study and read, and I like to learn from people, and I like to understand. Nothing is better than learning from other people's experience, soaking them in and start applying them. Everyone says knowledge makes you rich, or knowledge helps to grow, but to step further, to step out of the current environment and make it happen, you have to apply that knowledge. So knowledge is good to have, yes, but you have to apply that knowledge so that you can actually turn things around, make things happen. Okay, this is now the first part of this short video series about my story. So I told you where I come from, and the next video will be about how I found internet marketing and why. See you later.